Midnight Train. We used to, I used to watch, and wow, that's some cool groove, And the bass is what always kind of lays that down for us, the bass.
Well, absolutely. One of the guys that really inspired me to not only pick up the bass, I love playing the bass, but inspired me to just keep doing it was, I'm not sure if you know, but it's Louis Johnson of the Brothers Johnsons, had that Stomp, that song Stomp that came out years ago. And the bass solo in it was it was just something different. And a lot of people don't know that Louis Johnson is the actual studio bass player on that Michael Jackson song "Beat It." I'm sorry, on a Billie Jean. I apologize. He probably played on "Beat It" too, but he was definitely the one on Billie Jean. And so yeah, man, I've got my inspirations, man, and just trying to keep it updated and fresh for people to hear today. Just give them something to move to.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about Get the Funk and all the different stuff you got compilated here for us today. These are some smooth things.
Well, Get the Funk is a really different kind of a song. I've always wanted to do an R&B dance funky song for years, but every time I would do a beat, people around me would look at me and say, "Well, why don't you have somebody rapping on it?" And I thought, I don't want to rap. I was actually a rapper in the mid-'90s, and in fact, I'm not a rapper. I'm not a thug. I'm not a gangster, and so I just kind of left it on the sidelines and went with some other genres. And then, Bruno Mars came out with his thing, and people started to kind of open their eyes. So, shout out to Bruno. And when the doors started opening, people were more open to the idea of bringing funk back. I thought, man, I want to put my contribution in, and couldn't really find a vehicle to do it, man. And then my brother, who's the reason why I even got into music, played saxophone for years. He's the one that, I saw him practicing. I go, man, I want to get into music, Well, I hadn't done a collaboration with him, And so I thought, what a perfect song to do with him. And so I put the song together. Hey, man, if you could drop a sax solo in this, man, that would set it off. And he agreed to do it. He blessed me enough with his presence on this song, man. And so it all just kind of came together, and so you just, pretty much
funk is happy music. It's happy music. When you think about it, Casey and the Sunshine Band, back to my era, I'm old school, I love that, all that, the bell bottoms and all that. And that's what I was seeing and hearing when I talking to you, my friend. So let's do that. Billy Ray Rock right now. Get the Funk on the Humagoo. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Woo! Get the funk. What are you talking about, man? You gotta give it up. You say about get the funk. Then you gotta give it up. Get the funk. Then you gotta give it up. Get the funk. Then you gotta give it up. Ain't nothing but a party. We don't need the police. We ain't smoking that naughty, but you can kiss on me. Take it back to the old school before pills and meth. We're gonna turn it to a block party, and we about to get lit. You don't know about chemical consumption, James Brown. Then you can tell me who Roger is, the Rick James throwing down. Every time yeah, talking about man. We don't care cause we be here to do this, just let me be clear. If you wanna dance, somebody show these kids. Big clothes and give them some phone now. Ready? Give them a little bit kid. Let's go. Let's take that old school part right there, bro. Get it, yeah. lose. Yeah. Showing up late about 1:45 in the VIP. We the who's who's. You ain't a part of this clique, don't cruise through. Let's go out to Roscoe's chicken spot. You can ask somebody about the funk we got. It's like Bruno Mars meets Billy Ray Rock. I can take you back when Slade was hot, when Parliament first album dropped, when Knee Deep built a dance floor, I heard a band fly, make the people stand up. If you feel it, throw your hands up. We don't care, cause we be here. Just do this, just let me be clear. If you wanna dance, somebody show me the Big broken, you give him some phone now. Ready? Give him a little bit. If you wanna dance, somebody show me the Big broken, you give him some phone now. Ready? Give him a little bit.
Oh, there's definitely some video time going with this, huh, Billy Ray? That's a smooth stuff, huh? Getting the funk.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Putting that together.
It was interesting, man. You know, that track, a lot of people think it's a live band in the studio. It wasn't. It was me.
Yeah.
Just laying tracks to instruments by myself. And then once I got the beat constructed, and I figured out and was able to get my brother Freddie. I even say it in the song, Big Bro Freddie, can you give him a little bit, that whole thing. But when I got time for his part, I essentially sent him the song with the big old hole in it and said, man, just do what you do, you know. And I piped in some trumpet parts in there just to fill out the horn section, but essentially it was him, and he got it and laid his thing to it, and so we came out. That's what we came out with, man. But again, anything to get people moving and feeling good, and funk music, like you said, it's a happy music. It's about get up and move, and hey, let's celebrate, let's have a good time. It's happy music, and I just don't think there's enough of that, especially in the R&B lane. I think when you get into R&B music nowadays, a lot of it is, and respectfully so, it's a lot about breaking up with people and break up and make up and I love you and all that. There's always time for that, but folk want to get up and dance sometimes too, and if you're not into maybe EDM and maybe some other formats, and you just want to shake your butt and to a funky groove, then it's definitely a winner,
all the way around. And everybody smiles it's like when the sports, the arenas, minute it comes up, the whole heads are bop, and along with that, and that's the artistry of yourself. And in times, we were talking off air, of course, to COVID, and we're talking here, but all around us, it's tragedy, and the artists to play, the shows, and unbelievable time. Huh?
It's hard to do a show now, maybe even impossible. I've been doing, I've done a few of the live streaming shows from home here, and that's filled a little bit of a void. I love doing them because it gives me a chance to perform songs that people maybe might not have the patience to hear in a live format, because they go, oh, I haven't heard that song before, and if you're in a bar and people are drinking, they're like, hey, man, get to the hits, But if you're, streaming and they're sitting on their couch, they're more okay with hearing it out. So it gives me a chance to expose them to my songs that they don't normally get to. But it's hard. I did a song called Gotta Be Strong, the coronavirus song. And in that song, I talk about the coronavirus. It's more of a rock kind of a joint. But within the song itself, what's interesting about that song is my next to the oldest brother, who's now passed away, he'll be rest in peace, my brother Lorenzo. Well, I called him up and just recorded the conversation because I knew he had fallen ill, he had kidney problems and things like that. And I called him up, and I just thought I would record the call, just out of a lark. I don't know what made me do it. Well, as it turns out, after I called him, about a month later, he passed away. And so in the song, on the coronavirus song that I did, I incorporated him and my conversation in the song, the actual conversation. So it's a good song. You know, it's a personal song to me at a lot of levels, but it gives people a chance to kind of, you know, kind of hear it and kind of put them in that space. If they lost somebody due to this, it gives them like a vehicle to listen to and just kind of mourn their loss for a minute. And if you haven't, hopefully it'll inspire you to fight your way through the virus if you actually have contracted it. So yeah, man, that's kind of what it is, man. You know.
Well, that's, you know, the magic of the genre, you know, the rap that you guys are able to express that. And I was listening to your tracks, you know, what's going to happen today or what is happening today and move people into a whole new thought process too through that. And again, your album titled Bad News, you know, where this is all coming from. Time Keep On, Get the Funk, Sunglasses at Night, Dance With Me, and Don't Be Afraid we have on the show tonight. And all those tunes are updated, I mean, should I say, in 2020, you know, musical. So Sunglasses at Night, let's rock that one a little bit. Can you fill us in about that one before we go to that tune?
Well, yeah, Sunglasses at Night is an unusual song in that I'm a big fan of music as a whole. And Corey Hart did the original Sunglasses at Night from the 80s, and I love that song, okay? And I thought I want to do a remake of that, but I don't want to do just another version of his song. And so when I wrote Sunglasses at Night, I thought, and I don't want it to be a song that you just hear on the radio. Again, I want to try to get people to dance in a way that people move nowadays. So when I put it together, I put a lot of references in it to the old school, but it's laid to a trap beat. So to get people in kind of an EDM kind of sound to it, one of the lines in there where I yell, "What time is it?" is obviously a reference to the time and Morris Day and all that, you know. And actually I say in there, I say, "Morris, what time is it?" And if anybody who's listening goes to my YouTube at youtube.com, Billy Ray Rock 1, if anybody goes to that, they'll find on the video, I actually got a clip of Morris Day in the video itself. And it's just a video snippet. We haven't done an official full-length video yet. But that Sunglasses at Night, it's just a different thing. It incorporates what I think, some R&B vocals. It's got R&B vocals. It's got trap music. It's EDM, and it makes it work. It doesn't have, nobody's rapping in it. There's nothing like that. It's just an unusual animal. But just before the coronavirus hit, it was catching fire in nightclubs, like left and right. And so, you know, that's my thought on that song. I love it to death, though. I think it's a special song.
Yeah, and speaking of like nightclubs, Billy, right? You need that beat. I mean, it's hard for you to have the song come over on the computer side. You know, it's all about the thump, thump, thump at the clubs and doom. So let's go to that right now. Sunglasses and Night. Thank you.
A lot of people here. I wish they would turn the lights down a little bit. That way with my sunglasses on, I can see real well. I wear my sunglasses at night. I can see in the dark with no light. Like a dog I bark, but I bite. Come on and take this ride.